Hi, I'm your coach Laura Campbell. If you've got low back pain, then this video is for you. It's all about strengthening your low back so you can prevent low back pain in the future and alleviating the pain that you have right now with some stretches. If you'd like more health and fitness tips, be sure to check out my website, simplyfitandfab.com. And if you're diabetic, please join my Facebook group, Healthy Diabetic with Coach Laura. So to start off, we're going to do a squat. This is different than a squat that you normally do for your legs, because this is going to really stretch out your low back. So you want your feet about hip width apart. You want to keep your weight on your heels. You're going to stick that rear end back, and you're going to pull those arms up as far as they'll go and stretch and bring it down. And we're going to do several of those. So you really want to feel this stretch in your low back. It shouldn't hurt, but it most likely will be a little bit uncomfortable. If you have any sharp pain, you'll want to stop, but it should be a little bit uncomfortable. So you want to go nice and slow. Keep the weight on the heels, really sticking out that rear end and bringing those arms back. The further you bring those arms back, the more you're going to feel it in your low back. Usually takes a few times of doing this workout to really feel like you're doing it right. So if it doesn't feel right, I encourage you to come back and try it again. But by this point, you should really be feeling that in your low back if you're doing it right. Again, weight on the heels, sticking that rear end out, and bring those arms back as far as they'll go. Okay? All right, so we're going to take a little break there. We're just going to keep that lower body still, and we're just going to circle around. You might hear some pop, pop, crack, crack. That's okay, that's normal. Just a few of those. And then we're going to go back and do it the other way. All right, we're going to go back and do another set of the squats. So again, feet shoulder width apart, weight is on your heels, sticking your rear end out, head and chest up, and pulling those arms back. So focus your eyes on the wall, something ahead of you, to make sure you keep your head and chest up. And if you're feeling this a lot in your legs, you're probably not doing it right. You should not feel much in your legs. You might feel a little bit, but mostly you're going to feel that in the low back. And again, if I only bring my arms here, I'm not feeling it much in my low back. But if I bring it as far back as my arms will go, that's when you really get the stretch, and that's when you really feel it. All right, let's do 2 more of those. Stretch it back. All right, 1 more. All right, let's do the hip circle again. If a cat pops in this video, that's probably my cat Comet. He likes to join me when I get on the floor. Circle back. All right, so the next one, you're going to get in the lunge position. A little bit of bend in that front leg. That back leg is pretty straight. Again, head and chest up, keeping your eyes on the wall. And we're just pushing back as far as you can, as hard as you can, and just holding that for a few seconds. All right, so keep your body in that same position, but your arms are going to come back as far as you can get them. And we're going to hold that. And release it. All right, so we're going to switch feet. A little bit of bend in that leg, in the front leg, back leg straight, pushing back, head and chest up. Maybe even find a spot towards the ceiling, towards the top of the wall. Keep your eyes on that. Make sure you keep breathing. Now bring those arms all the way back, as far back as they'll go. Hold it and continue to breathe. And relax. All right. Just want you to hang over for a minute, put a little bit of bend in those knees. Don't force anything, but just kind of let it all hang out. And you might find that your spine slowly opens and you get a little further to the ground. All right, let's bring it back up. So let's get in that lunge position again. We're going to do each of those one more time. So we're pushing back, head and chest up, breathing. And bring those arms up and as far back as they'll go. And relax and switch sides. Pushing back. I'm going to keep those eyes up and pull the arms back. All right, relax that. We're going to go into the other lunge, other side. We're going to do a stretch this time. So interlace those fingers. Wherever that leg is, you want to lean the opposite way. Just lean over and hold. And bring it down, and we're going to switch sides. And lean the other way. And bring it down. All right, we do one more on each side. Interlace those fingers and lean away from the leg that's in the front. And switch it. All right, this next one has a number of moves. So it starts off the same, similar position as the first one we did. So your feet are shoulder width apart. Weights on your leg, on your heels, and a little bit of bend, and we're head and chest up, and you're just pushing back and sticking that rear end out. And we're going to hold that. This one will probably be quite a bit uncomfortable, but again, if you ever have any sharp pain, stop doing it immediately. All right, bring those arms up, body stays in the same position. But if it's uncomfortable, that's what it should be. All right, we're going to lean over like we did before and just let it all hang and take a few deep breaths while you're here. All right, we're going to slide those hands right above the knees. Head and chest is up. You're pushing here above your knees. You're sticking that rear end out, and you're going to hold that. All right, we're going to take those hands and push back, but the body stays in that same position. And again, that body's going to stay in the same position, but the arms are coming up and back. And release. Let's do a little hip swivel there. Pop, pop, crack, crack. And reverse. All right, so we're gonna go through the whole series of that one more time, and then we're gonna get down on the floor, okay? So feet shoulder width apart, weight on your heels, sticking your rear end out, head and chest up, and we're pushing back. All right, bring those arms up and back. Really stick that rear end out. See how my toes are up? So there's no weight on my toes. You don't want any weight on your toes because when you do that, you're going to take that pressure off of your back. We want to keep that there. All right, we're bringing it down. Take a few deep breaths. All right, slide those hands up, head and chest up, pushing on right above those knees. You don't want to push on your knees, but above your knees. We're sticking the rear end out. Do a lot of that around here, a lot of sticking the rear end out. That's it. Get that back arched. All right, push it back. And bring those arms all the way up and back. And release. All right, so we're going to come down to the floor. We're going to start with a bird dog. So you want your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Okay, so that's your starting position like a tabletop. So you're going to bring the opposite arm and leg out and stretch it and then come back, do the other side. You wanna go nice and slow, and you wanna focus not on lifting your arm and leg up, but you wanna focus on stretching them towards the walls. Focus on lengthening that spine and really stretching it out. If you've ever done therapy for your back, chances are this is one of the exercises you've done. It's a very popular one for low back pain and for strengthening low back and core. So when you have low back pain, obviously you want to do things to relieve it, the stretching and such, but you also want to do something proactive to prevent having it in the future. So you can do this series of exercises we're doing right now. You can do them every day if you like, but if you have low back pain, I'd recommend doing it at least 3 times a week. Just really stretch it. You want that lengthening, you want to feel that spine getting longer and reaching towards the walls. Stretch it back. If you happen to have shoulder issues, you can get a stability ball and put it right here and lean on that so that it takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders. It's a little more challenging. So if you need more of a challenge, that's also a good one to do. Let's do that one more time and bring it down. All right, so the next one, I'm going to explain how to do it first. So when you do this, you want to make sure your eyes always stay to the ground and your chin is tucked in. So you don't want to have your head up, otherwise it's going to crick your neck, okay? So you're going to keep your chin down and you're lifting your upper body, the feet stay on the ground, okay? So it looks like this, up and squeeze. Okay, so come with me on that one. Tuck the chin in, hands stay up the whole time, up, squeeze. Think about trying to pull those elbows together. Like you're trying to touch your elbows together. All right, let's do 2 more of those. Up and squeeze, up and squeeze. All right, we're going to rest that for a second and then we're going to do it one more time. All right, get ready. Hands stay up, chin tucked in, eyes down, and lift. And squeeze. Again, think about pulling those elbows together. You should feel some discomfort there in the low back. Again, any sharp pain, you want to stop right away. Let's do one more and bring it down. All right, we're going to do a quick child's pose stretch. The last one is probably the most difficult one. After that, we'll do a couple of stretches. Here comes Comet. He's my workout buddy. All right, so we're going to come down all the way. So the top part of your body is very similar to the one we just did. The difference is we're going to hold this. So you're bringing your feet up and your knees are together. So you're going to focus on squeezing your feet together and your knees together while bringing your upper body up and bring your elbows together all at the same time. So this was a little tricky, and this one you will feel if you're doing it right, okay? So we're going to squeeze everything and hold. Knees together, feet together, elbows together, squeeze, 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 and hold. Keep holding. And release. Okay, so that was pretty intense if you do it right. It takes a little time to get it because there's a lot of different moving parts there, a lot of stuff that we're squeezing, okay? So bring those feet up again, bring those knees together, squeeze knees, feet, elbows. Bring everything, squeeze it together. And bring it down. All right, we're gonna rest for a second. We'll do it one more time, and then we got a few stretches, and that's all there is to it. All right, ready? Squeeze everything together and hold. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And relax. All right, so we're gonna finish up with 3 stretches. We're gonna do them for a minute each. So you wanna bring your knees apart a little bit. I'm gonna set my timer because if you don't set your timer for a minute, you probably won't do a minute because a minute seems like a long time, okay? So we're just stretching back into child's pose. Just relax. It's very good for the low back. So take a few deep breaths and relax. This is a good stretch to do even before you get out of bed in the morning or while you're watching TV at night. This is one of my favorites. Some deep breaths. All right, we're gonna sit up and then we're gonna lay on our back. This one's super easy. All right, we're gonna set it for a minute again. So you're just going to lay flat, arms over your head, stretch it out. Think about lengthening your spine, bringing those fingertips towards the wall, bringing your feet towards the other wall. Take some deep breaths. This is another good one to do while you're watching TV. It's very good for your back. Just try to really lengthen that spine and stretch it out. And take some deep breaths. I always recommend using a timer because otherwise, like I said, a minute seems forever and you don't do it for a minute. All right, so last one, you're gonna bring those knees in and up into your chest. Let your head relax. This is not a good one to do in bed. All of these really. And just relax, breathe deep, close your eyes if you like. And bring it up slowly. And that's all there is to it. So again, do these every day if you like, or at least 3 times a week if you have low back pain. And it's gonna work on alleviating that pain and strengthening your back so we can prevent some of that pain in the future. If you'd like more health and fitness tips, check out my website, simplyfitandfab.com. Or if you're diabetic, check out my Facebook group at Healthy Diabetic with Coach Laura. Until next time, I'm your coach, and I look forward to seeing you.